So in Jailbreak, there are a lot of forgotten locations, and obviously when you have a big map like Jailbreak, it's expected that there will be a few forgotten locations, because obviously you can't really make every part of the map useful. So I'm going to be telling you guys all of the useless and forgotten locations in Jailbreak so that you guys can know which locations aren't the most popular. And this might be a good video if you're mainly playing on the criminal team, because since not many people go here, it's going to be a pretty good way to hide from the police officers if you're going AFK or something. But yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's get into this. So first up here is the new racetrack on the new map expansion, and this might be a little bit of a shocker for some people that use this, but believe it or not a lot of people use the racetrack. Honestly, I expected a lot of people to be using it like every single day, but no, it's actually one of the least popular locations in Jailbreak. Obviously, it isn't functional at the moment, but I still find it quite surprising that everyone wanted a racetrack built into Jailbreak, but once they got it, they don't even use it, so I don't understand why people wanted it. It's like going to the store, grabbing a jug of milk, but then never using the milk, and just leaving it in your fridge, and just not using it. It's super just weird. Now, leaving the map expansion area, we have the Lighthouse, and obviously it's not that hard to understand why no one comes here. I mean, it's literally just a lighthouse put on some rocks at the edge of the map. And there's nothing really going on here. In fact, it's probably one of the most peaceful locations in Jailbreak. Like, if you want, you could just come up this ladder here, and you can look around at the Jailbreak Ocean. Right there is the new town, and we have the city over there. Honestly, it's a very, very cool location, but obviously, since nothing is happening here, not a lot of people come here, which, I mean, obviously, if you can't do anything in a location, what's the point of going there, right? But yeah, this is a very useful location if you're hiding from a police officer, because obviously, police officers don't expect you to come here, since what's the point of coming here, because there's nothing to do, as I said already. So yeah, it's a very good hiding spot for criminals, and yeah, overall, it's a very good location, and honestly, I really want to see them add more purpose to come over here, because it is a really cool location, and honestly, it's kind of underrated, not gonna lie. Next up, though, we have the second racetrack, and not a lot of people know about this, actually. We have one racetrack near Crater City, and we actually have one here on this side of the map, which is just a small racetrack around this area. I just spent around 10 minutes looking for the flags that marked the racetrack, and actually, they were removed, so I think this racetrack isn't actually an official feature anymore. So that just proves how much of a forgotten feature it was. It's so forgotten that Asimo literally came in here and removed the flags for it, making it pretty much removed and not in the game anymore. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but I mean, it was just one of the more useless locations and things in Jailbreak, so I mean, I can understand why Asimo removed it. Literally no one used it. So yeah, on to the next thing. Next up here, we have the basketball court in Jailbreak, and yeah, not a lot of people know about this one either, but it's still pretty cool that Asimo put the effort into actually making a basketball court to fill up the Jailbreak map a little bit more, and for some reason the ball was just floating. Yeah, I really like this location, and honestly, I'm really excited to see if they add any function to this place, because I'm not gonna lie, it's a very cool place, and it's quite disappointing to see it just be abandoned like this after a little bit and just not used. Like, I was thinking they would expand it here and add in like a basketball minigame, but no, unfortunately they didn't do that. But honestly, I hope they bring back minigames and then make this one of them, because honestly, it'd be super cool having a basketball minigame in Jailbreak. It would be so fun. So yeah, I hope they make this useful sometime in the future, but for now, unfortunately, this is going to be one of the more forgotten locations in the game. Next up here, we have the small details in the city. What I mean by this is the small little details in the city, like the basketball court right here, and the docks right over here and stuff. Some people might think that this is kind of a useless thing to include in this video, but I think these are pretty unique and deserve a spot in this video. But first up here, we have this little park over here right in between all of these buildings. Honestly, I haven't been here in a while just because it's literally just a place in between all the buildings, but I will say it does look very nice, and honestly, you don't have a lot of locations in Jailbreak that look like this. And believe it or not, this area right here was the first place on the Jailbreak map to contain these rocks. So that's pretty cool, and I really like this location because it's really unique from all the other ones in Jailbreak. But next up here we have a parking lot over here. Obviously it's just a parking lot, but yeah, it's cool. And then over here we have a little tunnel in this building here. I haven't seen a lot of people use this, but it is very cool, and honestly I don't get the point of it because all you do, come in there and then you hit a planting area, but then that slows you down so that the cop on the other side gets you, so you come through here and you still get arrested. So yeah. But next up here we have this little train track here right by the criminal base. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this, and believe it or not, this has been here since 2017, so it's one of the oldest things in the game. Not gonna lie, I have a pretty cool idea for this. Like, you know, nowadays we have those super fast passenger trains and they're like super modern looking, right? Well, we can have one of those, and basically it would come in through the tunnel over there, it would stop here, pick up NPCs that are waiting here at the train station, and then you, the criminal, can disguise yourself as one of them, board the train, and then it would continue going over here. It would connect up with this track, and then over here it would disconnect, then it would go over to Crater City, then back into the tunnel, and while you're on the train pretending to be an NPC, you can be robbing it and robbing all the citizens on the train. And while you're on the train, it would hide your name tag so that the police can't determine if it is you or not, so you'd be able to rob it. You'd have to disguise yourself as an NPC, act like the NPCs and all that stuff, and if the police on board catch you, well then you're arrested. But if you successfully rob the train, you should get a pretty good reward because obviously that's a pretty difficult robbery. Next up here at the prison, we have the 2 forgotten escape routes. In fact, these escapes are so forgotten that some of you probably won't even recognize these at all. So first up here we have the vent escape, and yeah, it's basically found right behind this metal box. You open it with a key card, you'll have to climb up here, and once you get up here, you will need to go this way. This is really hard to go through with this with the cinematic camera, but yeah, you come through here, you gotta crouch in order to not have your head get basically thrown through the roof of this vent. But yeah, then you go over here, and then with your key card you can open up this final vent over here and escape to the roof. Once you get on the roof, you can either go back in the prison for some reason, or you could jump over here or over here if you want to take a little bit of a risk. The next escape here is over here in the cafeteria, and you'll also need a key card for this, but to use this escape you just want to come over here through these doors, and then you want to go through these ones as well. Previously you would have needed a key card to get through these two, but now for some reason they're just stuck open. So there's technically another escape too. This isn't supposed to be part of this, but I mean, this does work if I set the gravity back to 1. If I jump on the table here and I jump over to the window, you guys can see I get on to the window's like corner, and then you can jump over onto the light if you position yourself correctly. This does take a few attempts to master it, but once you get on the lamp, basically you just gotta hop across on the windows to the other lamp and then out that hole there. It's possible speedrunners do it all the time, so I'm just gonna set the gravity to 0 so I can just get up onto the lamp. Getting on the lamp is probably the hardest part, but after that it's pretty easy if you know what you're doing. You want to come over here, jump on to the window over there if you can, and I just failed that miserably. Attempt number 2 here. So you jump on the window, you want to edge yourself over here on the side, make sure not to fall off. One leg is holding you up, so treat it nicely. You want to jump over here, and then once you're here, you jump onto this window and then out here, and then you can escape right here by this door. Yeah, that's pretty much it for those escapes. And with that, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.